What's going on? It's your boy Paley Invasion. This is another episode of SpacePodTV. We got our boy Napri in the building, man. How you doing, Napri?
What's up? I'm doing good. Laying low. Can't complain. How you feeling?
Feel you. Just another day in the office. Glad to finally be in here getting shit done. I was sick for so long, you know.
Feel that.
It's crazy, like when you're away from your passions for so long, you come back to them and it's like a newfound, love for everything. It's like all brand new. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, you definitely do have a recharge. I try to take like a 1 to 2 week break, whether it's my body telling me to or whether it's me telling me to. I try to take a break every once in a while so I can kind of recharge the battery.
Yeah.
MF Doom says that. He's like, whenever you're feeling burnt out, take a break, and I guarantee you'll come back to it with a new passion.
Well, yeah, it's like it's one of my friends calls it a digital detox. You know, when you keep your mind off of all those stimulations and shit, because that can really affect you. Because most people, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they do is they hop on their phone, they get on their social medias. And they're
check
just
Twitter, check Instagram.
Yeah, and they're just looking for that dopamine rush, that quick little injection of dopamine for the day.
Definitely. And it's a poisonous way to start your day for sure.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm like. If you legitimately have goals, the last thing you need to be doing is getting on your phone right when you wake up in the morning.
Yeah, and plus it's a bad way. I mean, naturally getting up and just making yourself look at a screen too, like on a physical health level, is no way that's good. I mean, to be honest, because I'm only 20, so it's like I'm pretty young. I use my phone a lot, but
right.
I definitely had to like stop. It was a moment of like realization where I was like, all right, I gotta stop like waking up and checking this, because I'm just starting my day comparing myself to others.
Yeah,
which is like can't be it. So yeah, digital detox. That's actually a great term for it.
Well, I'm sure you've went like a couple days off and you just start to slowly feel like amazing, like you're living a whole different life. I talk about this with some of my friends. It's like, it's crazy because you are literally living inside of your phone,
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially too with music, being a producer and engineer, I spend a lot of my time just in front of a screen, period. And so I have to, like I said earlier, I have to take those moments of like, all right, I know this is cool. Like, I'm very happy to be able to do what I do.
Right.
But I gotta like detach from like my computer, my phone.
Yep.
People, like I do, you do feel like a different person because you start to realize that like, oh shit, like I've been stuck in that world. You know what I mean? The Matrix, man.
Yeah, pretty much. The mind control net, so to call it. But so you produce beats mainly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a producer. I've been making beats since I was about 15 or 16.
Right.
I want to say 15, and it was something that I kind of just naturally picked up. I had been around music since I was a little kid.
Right.
One day I started making beats, and then when I sold my first beat, I was like, oh, I can do this. And so, yeah, I make beats. And then as time went by, I started getting better at audio engineering. And then so I slapped that title on next to it. And
nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much me. I produce beats, audio engineer, and just trying to bring more attention to those two factors in music.
Nice. So how do you mainly market your beats and your I'm guessing you offer like mixing services and shit?
Yeah, so in terms of marketing, it's definitely, as of recently, it's definitely been more online based because of COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of Instagram, whether it be me posting something on my story being like, yo, I got these many beats. If you go to my Instagram, on the little highlights, there's my little prices section so people can know what they're gonna buy or what they're getting. So yeah, offer beats, I offer engineering work, and for the marketing, it's definitely Instagram. Like I said, whether I put up a story and people respond to it, or I'll just think of a bunch of artists that I like that are low key, I'll just send them a bunch of DMs.
Right.
And it's really just a matter of reaching out. but I can say before COVID, it was definitely more word of mouth. Kind of just pull up to a session, play a beat. I think that's the best way for anyone who's making beats and
Oh
who's trying to
yeah,
like
for
get them
sure.
out to people.
For
Just
sure.
pull up and play them. Like
Yeah.
that's the best way.
Well, I've had plenty of clients at our studio come in and end up linking up with some of our producers just solely off of hearing their beats playing in the background. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're just
The
like, who made this beat? It's like, oh, this guy did. He works here. You know.
Exactly. It's way easier to catch. It's way easier to catch a vibe and to catch a bit more of I think when it's playing in person and you're just kind of more in the moment, you're more attached to what is going on, and so when you hear something cool in person, you're probably going to be like, "Oh, who is that?"
Yeah. Well, and then
Meanwhile,
plus you can put a face to the creation. You know?
exactly.
That's
You
why
can talk
I
to
tell
them.
yeah, that's why I tell artists it's super important to put your face. I mean, you're hiding your identity because that's your persona. I understand that makes sense, but like
Yeah.
especially for artists, like you got to have a music video at least. You at least have to have one music video out. Otherwise, I don't know if some people would even consider you an artist. Because like they
Yep.
got to make that human connection with it. They got to see who's behind that music.
Exactly. Same thing with interviews too. That's why it's
Oh
such
yeah.
an important thing, because a lot of people really do like to see that connection. They like to see who they're listening to,
Yep.
the time that they're given. And yeah, same goes with like the beats, like you were saying. You get to see who makes it. You get to talk to them
Yep.
and ask them how they made it.
Yep.
It's also it's very much like a learning experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
Well,
but
then,
yeah, sorry, my bad.
no, you're good, bro. Say what you gotta say.
I was just gonna say to answer your question about the marketing thing officially. Instagram, pulling up in person,
Yep.
and word of mouth. Really, just people. Sometimes someone might bring me up to somebody else. I got an email. It's a lot of different ways, but my favorite way is definitely just pulling up to the session.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because if you think about it, there are a lot of paid ways to advertise, but at the same time, they're kind of being ran by gatekeepers, so to say. Like, when you run an Instagram ad, you got to abide by certain guidelines, and
Yep.
same with Google ads. I just tried to run one of my SpacePod episodes on Google ads, and they rejected me because of shocking content. Which is what, saying shit or fuck. Like, we're human beings, man.
That's crazy. I didn't even know they were that like anal about it.
Oh
on
yeah,
Google Ads.
yeah, big time.
Wild.
I've had some ads rejected because of shocking content, and then I go and review the stuff, and it's like, where the fuck is it? I mean, it's me being a human. We're all doing normal average shit.
Yeah.
No one no one of sound mind just sits there censoring themselves all the time. Like that's not natural.
No.
So,
And plus, if you're talking, I mean, you're talking to a bunch of artists, and artists are usually some of the most unfiltered people.
no,
Like,
I know, and that's
so it's like, how
Yeah.
are you gonna put a filter on that without taking away some of the naturalness of like the interview?
well, and
Yeah,
that's
that is
another-
Sorry,
that's,
go ahead.
that's another thing, even on YouTube now, because they got that option where they ask you if it's for kids or not. And then if
Hate
you
that
say,
shit.
yeah, it's for kids, well, you ain't making a penny off that shit.
Nope. No. You are
It's
not
crazy.
making any money, and no advertisers unless your video is about like Legos.
Yeah.
Then, like you're definitely not gonna make anything.
Yeah.
I've had that same issue with Instagram ads. They're definitely a bit more chill on Instagram, but
Oh, yeah, big time.
I had like a video. It was for Bait Job actually, where
Okay.
the artist on there, T.R.3, he's like explaining the meaning behind it, and he lit something to smoke, and Instagram was just like, nah. I was like, oh my
Wow.
god. So I had to like cut around the part where he edits, like chop off some of the story. I uploaded the full version on my YouTube, but just to get that process up, I was like, this is kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
it's also one of those things where it's like it is really useful, so you do kind of have to adhere. But I do hope at a certain point it kind of just makes it to where we can kind of just all be ourselves and make some money off of it if we wanted to on Google or
Yeah.
YouTube.
Well, I say in a perfect world, these social media giants would not be regulating how many times you can like a post or who you can follow and how many times you can comment, because at the end of the day, it does work.
Mm-hmm.
especially, you know, liking a lot of pictures, commenting on a lot of things. I don't really see anything wrong with that. I can understand why they, you know, there's spammers that will, you know, abuse that privilege, but I feel like they're going a little above and beyond when it comes to regulation. Like, you can get blocked for a week just for liking 50 pictures, you know?
Wow.
You like, if you like
know
something,
that.
yeah, if you're on Instagram and you're liking things too fast, they can block you. And my last block was for like a week, and I was just using it how I thought I was supposed to use it, you know?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think that side of social media will hopefully calm down in a bit, because they're gonna realize that a lot of these big heavy hitters that are on their their platforms, a lot of them aren't necessarily like kid friendly, and that doesn't mean like they're showing NSFW stuff, but to Google's terms or to Instagram's terms or Facebook, whatever, like they're not kid friendly. And I do hope that'll change, because there's not too many people that are big on those platforms that are just all about, like, once again, Legos and let's do this and this is only for kids. It's like there's people like that, but the people who are really big on these platforms are usually artists and are people who are like, "Yep, this is me, guttural, whatever it may be." So.
Well, and that's naturally what attracts in the human psyche is, you know, authenticity. Saying and doing whatever the fuck you want, because at the end of the day, you know, deep down we all want to be individuals. Even though, you know, most people like to follow the herd, but you know, deep down they're just like, damn, I wish I could speak my mind like this dude over here that's getting banned for 30 days on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah. And that goes with like musical artists too. A lot of the biggest artists that we've had are in a sense some of the biggest rebels that have come around, whether it be the XXXTentacion or the X, whether it be X, whether it be Peep. You can go back further, talk about ODB from Wu-Tang. That dude was authentic and unique to the core. You can go back and back and back. A lot of these key figures in really in history too, like the people who changed shit, they were weird and they were authentic, and they were like, you know what, this is what I'm doing. So there is that common trait, like you said, that people do attach to, is being authentic, being yourself, and not really giving a fuck about like what other people think. Right. I think that's a good I think it's a good mentality to have.
Well, yeah, it's just like even like the Boston Tea Party, they fucking, you know why they did that? That was over a tea tax.
Yeah,
you know, they just like, fuck you, we're gonna burn all this shit, we're gonna throw it off the boat, fuck you, you know, like destroy funny. Your entire system of control.
Oh yeah.
You know,
dude, like just threw away like at that time thousands of dollars worth of tea. It's crazy. My homie's from Boston, and he was telling me some jokes about that. He's just like, I find it crazy that I can go to the place where all that shit happened, and it was all for tea. And I was like, yeah man.
Yeah,
that's history for you.
So then when people are like, I don't want to make any noise about this, you know, something corrupt could be happening in your government, I don't want to make any noise about this, it'll, you know, it's like, dude, they fucking destroyed shit over tea.
Yeah,
you know,
I think we can we can make a little bit of noise.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
no, definitely feel that.
Now you were talking earlier about you were working with a guy, T.R.3.
Yeah, that is the homie.
You feel that the rap game is similar to the crack game in any respect?
No question. Just like how you would get a big amount of work from a big time drug dealer, and he'll give it to you, and you'll work it off and give it his.
You take your pistol.
The same way, Pump hit me off with a budget, told me to go make my album,
of jail,
my PC, and
yes,
same thing.
I know I did. You're not supposed to know. I do my dirt by myself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, but I just need somewhere to stay. Yeah. I ain't got nowhere else to go, bro. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'm on the way. Bet.
You just safety on me.
I know it's money when the phone job rate. No celebration, it's habitual. On God, I shade. That's in the booth for side hustle. Either way, I get paid. This time the side hustle me. I was on the way to work like getting off was obsolete. Cause I needed it for the lawyer to free the kid. Out of body avatar to whip as I corner bend. Pull up to the spot with the gun in hand. Ready to work, gloves on. Guess I learned from the dirt.
So now you were talking about that. That was a placement you recently got. And that did some good numbers.
Yeah, that was my first music video that had dropped along with it, and it got good 23K in like 15 days.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a trip. But yeah, Trey, T.R.3, he's an old friend of mine actually. He has been, dude, he's been in my life for like 4 or 5 years now. But I met him through my pops. My dad is a producer and audio engineer as well. Okay. I'm not gonna say his name. Kind of give away some of my identity. Yeah, but he's a producer and audio engineer as well, and he had made a production and distribution company called Popular Nobody. Okay. And production and distribution pretty much means that they can help you out with promo, help you release music, and you don't have to give away your masters. Pretty much is
nice.
The main part of it. So yeah, he had made that, which I'm a co-owner of, and then he had brought in Trey like when I was like 15, and I was shocked because he's from Atlanta, or no, he's from Chicago, resides in Atlanta, been in Atlanta for a long time. Okay. And he's just insane lyrically, and so, you know, come to some years later, we had a track called Doubt come out about 2 years ago with another artist named Josh Dominguez, and that track had done really well. We had actually gotten it placed in NBA 2K21. I don't know if you play video games at all.
I started picking back up. I just started playing some Guitar Hero, some PS2
that's
games.
what's up. That's what's up, dude. Yeah. PS2's my favorite console. I could go on about the PS2 for hours.
Oh, I know.
It's one of my favorites. But we'd gotten that song Doubt placed in this video game NBA 2K21. It's a basketball game. And that was a big deal for us. So we thought, all right, let's just keep going. And so with Bait Job, it's actually a pretty funny story behind it. I was living in this place, in this like crazy artist commune that had like 13 people. We were living in bunk beds. It was wild. And it was up in the valley, and I had started making this beat, and then my homie Mozzie, who's the guy who actually filmed the music video, he came up to me with this piano sample, and I was like, all right, cool. Made the beat that ended up being Bait Job. I send it to Trey the next day, along with 2 other beats. He sends me back 2 fully done songs in like 30 minutes.
Damn, what?
And so I was like, dude, he's a fucking beast. He's like he's an actual beast. Like, it's insane. And so I got Bait Job back out of that, and I was in the middle of a session actually, and I told him, I was just like, hey man, we gotta pause for a little bit. I just want to hear this. Both of us were blown away, and yeah, that's how kind of Bait Job came together. But to speak more about Trey, he is just an insanely talented lyrical artist, and he also sings, and he's as of recently has been delving into a lot of different type of things in terms of genre, and I really like it all, and recommend people go check him out. Shout out Trey. At TR3 World on Instagram. TR3 is in the number 3 and then World. But he is he's a big reason as to why I even had like my first major placement with a video game and where I'm at now. And he together we made a really great song that ended up, for at least for my level where I'm at, kind of popping off. So it was it's crazy. It was a really weird feeling, and it's still weird to look back at it and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, I know. And it's like within these professions, especially the music one, you just never know who you're gonna meet. and you never know
Never.
where that one single person is going to take you down the road. They could take you to a whole different life. That's why you always got to be, you know, open-minded and versatile, and, you know, that's why some of these artists and producers that stick to only one single style of music or writing or producing, those ones are they're gonna kind of get left in the dust, because as each generation comes, shit changes, man. You know.
Definitely, especially in these last 7 or 6 years of music. I'd say, just dropped something. I'd say that has been one of the biggest changes, is how much has changed in music lately, how much freer it is. And yeah, I definitely agree with you. Attaching yourself to as many people as possible, as a producer, as an engineer, just as an artist, just as a person, I feel like just attaching yourself to as many people that have a same passion as you, and that work well. It's amazing what things can do. Like for the Doubt beat, the one that got placed on the video game, that beat I made when I was 16. And it was supposed to go to some way different artist. Cut to 3 years later, I held on to it, and I just happened to stick around the right people, and it's a trip how stuff like that can happen. You can make a song 4 years ago, and the next thing you know, it pops up out of nowhere, and you're like, oh shit.
That's why it's really important not to rush anything, you know, just kind of trust the process, go with the flow kind of vibes, you know. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's all just a subliminal attraction of the mind, you know. When you're yourself and authentic, you'll just bring around the right people, you know, and they'll come and they'll show up and they'll help you with what you need help with, and you can probably help them too, and that's just really how it should work.
Exactly. I think a lot of artists, I feel like, need to do that more. I think a lot of people, because of COVID, and also just more of a focus on like being the best, not too many people are trying to like help other people up. I feel like it's not just as focused on as it used to be, or maybe if it ever was. And I try to make as much of an effort as I can to just try to hit up people, be around people, help people out, whether it's like, hey bro, I got some free beats for you, I got you with some free work, or a simple message just being like, hey, keep doing what you're doing.
From
artist to artist.
Because especially on social media, like, we're in a time where if you don't go out of your way to let people know that you exist, chances are they're not probably going to discover you unless you're doing something like viral video content, or, you know, paying for reach or anything like that. You know, because it, like, I've met some really important people in my life that I've just simply met by saying, yo, dude, you make sick beats, or yo, dude, you got really good content.
Dude, me too. I've actually met some of my idols doing that, just reaching out and just being like, yo, I really like what you're doing. It's a big deal to hear that, especially when you're someone doing anything with media. It's very easy to get in your head, very easy to focus on other people, and so to have someone kind of reach out to you and be like, yo, I appreciate you, like that, that really does make a big difference. I try to do that with the people who listen to my music. I try to send out little messages to all of my followers, literally all of them, just being like, yo, I hope all is well, I appreciate you for the support, like, just want you to know that it doesn't go unappreciated. I don't want you to think that I'm just sitting here.
Well, yeah, and that's just what keeps people around, is, you know, going out of your way to let them know that you're aware of what they're doing for you, you know, because there's a lot of artists that they just act like their fans don't exist, and they're just, they post to get likes, and, you know, and then they move on to the next thing, and it's just like, that's not really... I mean, I can understand, you know, they're mainstream, they don't got time to talk to people, whatever, but at the same time, they still give off that persona where it's just like, worship me, and it's like, we got to change that, man. It's got to be different than that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, bigger people, and I'm going to say in music, because that's more of the realm that I'm surrounded in, but I think a lot of bigger people in music, when they do get big, they get lost in the fact of like, oh, well, I probably don't even handle my social media. I have a person who does that, so I can't even do that because that's their job. When in reality, it's like if you can make it's very simple as something as making a story post and just a sincere story post and just being like, yo, I really appreciate y'all. I really do. And to go back to XXX, he's one of my biggest inspirations. Like, he is one of the reasons why as I started to grow more and hopefully grow more as an artist,
right,
to just maintain a personal connection, because I had been listening to him for a few years before he got big, and he was always really connected with his fans, whether it be just keeping his DMs open, doing little live streams and actually responding to people, just making sure to connect and actually connect through the music, but also feel like you have a personal connection. And that's something that I really hope gets more of a spotlight on. And as me personally, that's going to be, I don't care if I have 100 followers, 1,000, 200,000. Like, I'm going to find out a way to make sure that you guys all understand.
Yep.
If anyone who likes me is listening to this or watching this, I want to make sure y'all understand that I actually really do appreciate it.
Yeah, Napri, you're a genuine dude. I can just tell you got good vibes, and I really hope that you get the farthest you can in this career. And
thank you, bro.
All the best.
You as well.
Man. I appreciate that. We appreciate that over here. So
I think genuine people are dope, and I'm glad to be around more and more.
Oh yeah. Well, in closing, do you have anything you want to say to the viewers, or?
Yeah, I guess I have a new single called Falling Is Okay. It's gonna be a little instrumental beat lo-fi thing. It's gonna be coming out in February. It's gonna be coming out with a full music video, some merchandise that's gonna be customized with a cool graffiti stencil that I have on my logo.
Okay.
And it's gonna be dope. If anyone wants to buy some merch and stuff, follow me on Instagram at Napri Music, NAPRIMUSIC. You can see the updates and all that stuff. And oh yeah, one more thing. If because I'm gonna just say this personally, I'm not gonna lie, I've been feeling a little lost in terms of just some personal stuff going on, and I want to say to anybody who's watching this, whether you like me or not, if you're ever feeling lost and you feel a connection in something, just try to go more into that connection, and I promise you're gonna find a path somewhere in that. Because it's easy to feel lost, but also be like, well, I do feel a connection to this. For me, that's music. And so recently I've been feeling a little lost, but I know I'm connected to music, so I'm just delving deeper into that to try to find a bit more of a direction. And I recommend that if anybody else has a connection to anything else and they're feeling the same way, delve deeper into that, whether it be going for walks, cooking, cleaning, whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah, man, follow the joy.
Follow the joy.
You never know where it's gonna take you. So, all right, man.
Sir.
I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Always dope.
All right, you have a good night, bro.
Yes, sir. You as well.
All right.
Peace, everybody.
All right, we out. Peace.